Now, a campaign defined by a movement. Check this out.
What happened to Floyd happens every day in this country, in education, in health services, and in every area of American life. It's time for us to stand up in George's name and say, get your knee off our necks.
The fact of the matter is, there is institutional racism in America.
I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Race, huge issue in the election. Obviously, you saw there the memorial for George Floyd. This has been a year of historic turmoil in the U.S. George Floyd's death at the knee of a police officer sparked a summer of protests, Black Lives Matter protests against police brutality and anti-Black racism. We also must remember there are many others, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, and many others killed in confrontations with, or in interactions with police, rather, in recent months. There's no denying race is at the front and center of this election, with some calling it a referendum on racial injustice. What needs to happen for there to be real change? And has this been a factor in the campaign? Let's bring in Bishop Harding Smith. He's the president of Minnesota Acts Now. He's been on this program before throughout the George Floyd situation. And first of all, it is absolutely a pleasure, Bishop Harding Smith, to have you back on the program. Has race and this issue played a role in this election?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Never before have we seen a country so fearful, especially during a time like this, when we all are going to the polls to vote. There are people that are so fearful that they need escort to get to the polls to vote. It never has been this way. You see, in 1869, the 15th Amendment prohibited the government from denying a citizen the right to vote based on that citizen's race, color, or previous condition of servitude. We can only become a true democracy when everyone has clear access to vote without intimidation, harassment, and disenfranchisement. There has been a movement today, right now here in America, in Philadelphia and other cities, to suppress the Black vote. We need a system in place where we as a people are inclusive and not exclusive. There are so many Black people today that feel that this president have not included everyone, that he have been a president for 1/3 of this country. There are so many Black people today that are struggling and going through hardship with their health care, with COVID, and don't know where to turn. When you look in America today, we see long lines. Never before have we seen people standing in lines just to get food to eat. And most of these people are poor Black people. So yes, this election, yes, it is about race. It is about race because our president sadly made this about race.
Just Bishop Harding Smith, well, I've got you. You know, Donald Trump said he's done more for African Americans than anyone since Lincoln, even more than Johnson at the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Do you think, given what you've talked about, the allegations of voter suppression, the African-American vote will be up? Will there be a high turnout? And will that have an impact tonight?
It's going to be a tremendous turnout tonight. We have people that the government said it was legal for them to do drive-in voting or drive-through voting. And when these people came and voted, all of a sudden, we had to go to the court to get an okay to see if these votes were to be counted. You know, everywhere we turn, we are being suppressed as a people. We see that Trump supporters are blocking bridges, they are blocking roadways to the polling stations, and this shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way. This is wrong. This has to change. And we see multitudes upon multitudes. We have over 100 million people have voted already. We have surpassed the total from 2016. Right. People are angry. People are hurt. And they want their vote to speak for them.
Well, let's find out. It's going to be a big voter turnout. Bishop Harding Smith, you know, sir, always a pleasure to have you on the program. The bishop is the president of Minnesota Acts Now. Take care of yourself and your congregation. Always good to have you on the program, sir.